Today we are at the beginning of a historic discovery. We are going to spend 8 days in total darkness to explore the exact depth of Kubira Cave, which scientists consider to be the deepest cave in the world. We hope to discover new animal species isolated here for millions of years. During this expedition, we'll cover almost 5 kilometers. Each of us will lose 10 kilograms on average.
Curiosity led me here, but it's too risky. Let's decide to the deepest cave.
The explored part of Kubira is 2,001,199 meters deep, but its true depth remains a mystery. The last map update was over a decade ago.
Now I'm going to make sure I'm secure. I'm going to place this door here to ensure it is secured once more. I'm going to tie this new station rope close to my stop descender to descend further. And with the rock, I'll take and the securing point.
At the cave's deepest accessible point lies a dangerous siphon never passed until now. Yet our goal with the Russian speleologist team was to push further. I even signed a contract accepting that this expedition could literally cost me my life. For over 20 years, Crimean Federal University lecturer Gennady Samokhin has worked on this cave.
The hardest part is always the entrance.
I've been training for over a year to join this expedition and document. During these shoots, I'll come face to face with life-threatening situations on 4 separate occasions. Connect to these stations.
Secure myself first. Now I'm connected to 2 securing points. Any mistake can be fatal. That's why we use 2 securing points.
Deep slippery wells, tight squeezes, airless siphons, and freezing temperatures. That's what we're about to face.
This off, and then this up. Now we are going to descend. Hello, Caribbean. Free from pitch darkness.
These hooks and ropes you see are from previous expeditions. For more than 60 years, speleologists from around the world have come to Kubira. With no one yet measuring the exact depth of the cave, there's a real danger of rockfalls and sudden floods.
Be careful with the rocks here.
Even the most experienced experts have lost their lives here for these reasons. With NVIDIA Studio and GeForce RTX GPUs, we've brought the first detailed 3D map of Kubira Cave to life. More on them later. But on this map, you can see 5 main camps at different depths of the cave where we'll sleep.
The camps are set up in a way that they are only 8 hours apart from each other. We move 8 hours a day, then rest.
Just because we're descending one after the other doesn't mean it's only us. We're actually a team of 2 groups, 11 people in total, and right at the beginning, I started to tangle myself. Due to confusion, I forgot to put on my stop descender and carelessly unlock my vital securing point. Now I'm relying on the Jama, the weakest point. It works fine if I stay upright, but if I squat too much, it fails. I need to adapt fast if I want to make it out alive. When you're on the rope, it's just you and the rope. You're alone. Nobody can see the mistakes you could make and really help you.
This paddle slipped away from me. Please put it back on. If I fall from here, I don't think I'm going to survive.
The average speed of moving through the cave is 100 meters per hour. Our ascending speed and descending speed are the same. We also carry our bags with us. A cave.
The temperature is only 3 degrees Celsius, so being here is not different from being inside of a giant fridge.
How about you? Are you already feeling cold? Okay. Very well. You okay?
This is where a sheep met its tragic end, falling from the lush valley above down hundreds of meters into the darkness below.
They covered it because the light prevents snow.
Now we're about to get through a tight squeeze. as its name suggests. You have to make yourself as small as possible and crawl inside.
Oh my god. How am I going to do this? I have to go sideways like this.
Krubira Cave is in the Arabica Massif of South Caucasus, 15 kilometers away from Black Sea. Arabica is one of the largest and highest limestone formations in the mountain, providing an ideal environment for the development of such an immense cave. The cave was formed and carved by underground streams and rain, creating both massive deep wells as well as narrow long tunnels.
Make myself small.
Scientists believe Krubira is 5 million years old, and it continues to be shaped even today.
This squeezes power very hard. They say don't develop a sense of claustrophobia until you get stuck. Just because you are a natural person, don't come near circular writings, especially the Greek Erica, where words become you have no manners.
Do you see the marks on the side walls? Here, the cave passage was so narrow they used tools to break rocks and widen it. When we pass through narrow passages, small particles fill the air, making it hard to breathe as they enter our mouths. Also, our legs cramp quickly from working the same muscle group.
It's better if you proceed slowly. This wire extends for 2,000 meters and enables the phone to function.
It was likely damaged by a recent flood. We're completely cut off from the outside world for the next 8 days.
Possible waste heating. That is an error on the wall that ensures the correct. Is useful for transferring bags, so you don't have to carry the weight of the bike wrong. And you move it like this. Yeah, and also you need your bomb scope to proceed.
Falling through these rocks could injure us.
Okay, sir. We can next do. Okay. You don't want to be. I was almost about to fall. He's still not going to be. It's so wet. Slippery. Looks like it's the car. I just assume that it's not dangerous.
Alright.
How do you feel? All right. I took the wheel, so it's easy enough.
It has been a long way. We're about to arrive at the first camp.
If you see it, this is the large well. 105 meters. It feels like an image.
Thinking about climbing 2 kilometers back to the surface already overwhelms me. The rope fibers got stuck in the stop descender mechanism. If I couldn't get them out, I would have to leave the stop descender here, and I wouldn't be able to go down any further. I would have to quit and climb back up. This panic caused me to tangle my rope and my back together.
did about 70% of this correctly. Which is like how many meters? 80 meters, I guess. This place is really scary now.
My headlamp doesn't light up. Beyond my shoes, all I see is endless darkness, which makes me uneasy. At least it helps me focus on what's in front of me.
It's all about having a little faith. Yeah, I can do this. Jokes a rope.
Sudden falls can break the rope due to intense shock loads. The high tension can also seriously damage my spine.
Doesn't proceed in a very smooth manner at all.
So, welcome to the Motherfucking Well.
While we were descending into a huge well and filming everything, the first group created a gap between us.
Wait, I'm not sure what is in here. But
I don't fit in here. Too large.
Look at all the rocks. I think they dropped from the ceiling. If we can't hear, one of these rocks can fall on us. There is a sign here. Yes. It says don't put your mask in here. Take your mask to the surface. The mask means well. Before there were flashlights, people used cockpit lamps.
With lamps being the center of interest for speleologists, Provera has intrigued some daring scientists since the early 20th century. After just 10 hours in the cave, our eyes are bloodshot and our faces are covered with mud. My clothes cling to me. Soaked with sweat, we managed to descend another 150 meters more and finally made it to our first camp. We're currently at minus 350 meters from the surface after a solid 12-hour descent. While some of the experienced cavers in the team went straight to camp, minus 700.
Hurry up. Where could I possibly put this?
Hang it over there.
Got it. It's like drying them off in the sun, huh?
Yes.
Gennady is very optimistic about the possibility of discovering a new animal species at the bottom of the cave. I can't stop wondering what we will discover.
my boots are on fire.
Is that your boot? Please take this one instead. We should put the kettle on.
Let's warm up the tent first, and then proceed to dry our socks.
Now everyone is busy drying out their damp clothes and repairing their gear.
We're going to need some snacks. It's really cold, especially when we sit down. We can feel colder from the ground. Change our clothes and it would make this bearable. Eat some pasta, then sleep. Hopefully not get frozen.
The most important things are food and fuel for heating, of course. Speleologists expend the maximum amount of calories, up to 8,000 kilocalories a day. It's impossible to fulfill the calories. That's why I say nutrition is very important.
Everything I wore got wet and I needed dry by morning. We have sleeping bags that keep us warm down to minus 10 degrees Celsius. After a sunless morning in Krubira, we shake off our weariness. He's sipping the fresh water that the cave provides. Everybody is gearing up for the descent.
How are you feeling?
Better than yesterday. I'm feeling a little more combative.
I'll put on my thermal underwear, then wear this costume. Wear my boots, my waterproof gloves, my helmet. This is my harness.
Hey, everyone. You resemble Terminator, sir.
Horizontal tunnel. Then another big well, 115 meters long. Another tunnel. From there, some ropes down and up and horizontal, like tunnels again. And then after that, the last well is 30 meters.
Then we go a little bit more and find the camp. I also asked him if we could catch up with the first group.
It'd take approximately 2.5 hours to get to. Maybe a bit less. But I don't know when they will boom out. Right. They think we are slow and they want to wait as much as possible. If you want to pee, you have to take all your gear off, which would take any person about 30 minutes. If you are in a hurry, you might pee on yourself. Sometimes it's a better idea to do so free. That girl will cool you down well. It's not like it's like an alien planet. No life here. Bye-bye.
We're cut off from the outside world and on our own down here. The camp on the surface has no way of knowing directly if anything goes wrong, so we have to be extra careful.
Look, there's water here. They gather the water from here to the camp.
We've been descending for about 6 hours today. We're all pretty pale.
Oh, there are many wet spots.
From now on, all ropes are wet and the descender's mechanism doesn't slide easily on wet ropes, causing risky shock loads each time.
Yeah, there's an open turn ahead.
He is trembling from the cold. I requested another break.
You have to rest, but you cannot rest long enough to start breathing. Sometimes you kind of sit. You turn your light off, you close your eyes and try to rest and fall asleep. And this is the worst. You will eat anything. You die if you fall asleep. So no matter how hard it is, how difficult it is, you just have to push yourself.
So we've decided to rest at camp minus 700 before pushing to camp minus 1040. 400. Here's our home for tonight. Looks like everyone has gone ahead already.
Our guide is going to prepare some lunch, dinner, whatever it is. I don't know what time it is. My brain is so tired, more tired than mine is.
We're close to camp minus 1400. Before entering the minus 1400, camp speleologists created a makeshift water tap using an empty bottle. The group ahead has also reached their new campsite at minus 1400. Why are you pointing at the tent over there? It'll fly out of your hand.
Hello, dear friends. We sincerely hope that everybody is alive and well. We hope you haven't lost your team spirit and enthusiasm. We strongly believe that you will succeed, and you will be able to find something truly remarkable, something beautiful and extraordinary for this underground world. We eagerly look forward to seeing you soon. With all our love, your friends.
Nothing beats a cold cave shower under a waterfall to wash off mud, sweat, and exhaustion after days of exposure.
Water is not that cold. You feel warmer, but you get used to it just fine.
After a rough sleep, some are stretching their tired muscles. Others are putting on their gear. Everyone is getting ready to dive further into the depths of Kubira Cave. His knee pads are torn. He will soon new one.
Everyone, let's continue. This is the right way.
When moving in the dark, the light from headlamps can sometimes block the other view.
But bend your goddamn headlight down. I can't see anything.
That's enough. I hate this camera.
While I was waiting to descend, my headlamp battery ran out.
The battery is dead.
Luckily, I had spare batteries in my pocket.
At the very bottom of the cave, we conducted a topographic survey and recorded everything with the camera.
As we go deeper into Kubira, I wonder how animals have evolved in the darkness. So far, I haven't encountered any creature, but it makes me think where there's water, life might exist.
The clock is always off. Without the clock, it automatically switches to a 40-hour day.
40-hour daytime.
Yes. So they are awake for about 20 hours and sleeping for 16 minutes.
We've reached the halfway point of Kubira Cave, but we still need to descend another 200 meters to get to the next camp. The cold tiredness and being always under artificial light are starting to affect my performance and leading me to make fatal mistakes. At this point, when I was 50 meters above the rocky ground, I accidentally unlocked my last securing point and realized I had to hang solely by the strength of my muscles. Every second my muscles are getting tired. If I fail to lock my carabiner and fall, I will certainly lose my life. The way I attach the carabiner is extremely risky and it could open at any time. I also got my glove stuck.
This requires true dedication. I want a small mistake. I can't kill you. Now. Gotcha. This is the rope I want to be on.
Just a couple of minutes later, I almost unlocked my last securing point. I opened the carabiner again. Fortunately, I realized my mistakes. My eyes feel heavy in darkness, and my brain feels like it's collapsing under fatigue.
Hey guys.
There are underwater currents blocking the way. Siphons are passages that are flooded with underground rivers. Well, everybody, let's take a dip. There are dozens of them along our path, and a single wrong move could leave us trapped, out of breath and facing the terrifying risk of drowning. To help you better understand the challenging conditions in Kubira, we created 3D models of siphon explorations, and the map blender, as with most 3D software, is powered by NVIDIA Studio and GeForce. So we work directly in full detail within the viewport, seeing results instantly, without waiting for long renders. On the map, you can see where the siphons begin and end. These water-filled deep passages are scattered throughout the cave, and we're now starting with a moderately big one. Creating these animations took us 2 weeks, but the advanced technology we used significantly sped up our workflow and helped us to save hours. This caver, as you can see, has attached rocks to himself to prevent floating upwards from striking his body on the sea. He could also be swept away by the water flow and get lost in one of the upward leading passages and lose his life. Some siphons, like this one, lack air pockets, so these passages are fully submerged. Passing through can take minutes, depending on length and difficulty. If you miss the rope in the siphons, you might enter the wrong tunnel and drown. If your clothes snag on a sharp stone and you panic, you can drown. Even if you do everything right, you can still drown if you can't hold your breath long enough. Return to camp at -700. After a 6-hour exhausting climb, I was starting to lose focus from the cold and exhaustion. The speleologist didn't think it was safe for me to continue and asked me to wait at camp. Thankfully, there's enough water and snacks here for the coming days.
Oh, these are the mats. I have bingo.
The sudden and powerful flooding at camp -1640 lifted the leftover mats off the ground, leaving them stuck high above.
It looks like this place was totally submerged.
We didn't know then, but while in the cave, disconnected from the surface camp, it rained, posing a flood risk. The footage you're seeing is from years ago. As you see, people barely escaped. Similar floods could destroy camp and passages.
Everybody got so wet. Look at how we dry ourselves off. It's a really good idea.
After a wet and chilly night in the cave, the speleologists are preparing their gear for the big days ahead. They will measure the exact depth of the cave and might even discover new animal species unknown to mankind.
minus 1,600, 640.
Just get started. The sharp icicle-like structures hanging from the roof are called stalactites. These formations grow incredibly slowly, typically less than 10 centimeters in 1,000 years. They form when water drips down and calcium carbonate deposits accumulate over time.
Is there any space for me there?
Yeah. The team is being extra careful to avoid causing any damage to that.
This looks so dangerous.
They also became both physically and mentally exhausted.
It is too low. It needs to be higher. We will hang out more laundry.
Finally, they made it to Camp Minus 1960, which is the last and the most uncomfortable camp due to its limited space.
Is it okay if I pee on you?
The team was unable to even stand up properly the entire time they were in this small gallery.
The camp is minus 1,960 meters down. It's one of the deepest camps in the world. Some of us are soaked entirely and we all have bruised arms. Some went down to minus 28 already. The camp, of course, is not very comfortable here. The flood constantly washes away all the maps. As for the two-captain siphon, it starts about 200 meters down from here.
After days of effort, the team has finally reached the deepest point in Kubira that humankind has ever explored. Gennady and his teammate are now working to precisely map Kubira's depths. Measuring deep underground is more challenging than the surface, as GPS signals are useless. A laser rangefinder calculates indirect heights and distances between points. He proceeds to the outer edge for exact calculation. The device has a special compass board and is used with a plastic battery instead of a regular one to reduce magnetic errors.
Not on our left, not on our right. Where to go?
There is no other way.
What? There's no other way. I completely understand.
He has to get wet for this calculation.
Okay.
Once they exit the cave, they'll calculate and issue an official statement about the cave's height. They're near the two-captain siphon, the world's deepest siphon. This is the endpoint. They're preparing gas tanks to dive into the cave's deepest point. Equipped with a precision measurement device to record the cave's depth, Gennady also carries many bait traps. He hopes to discover a new animal species yet unknown to mankind. You have to be careful here. Let's see the results. Let's see if anything lives down there. Now the team is getting inside the siphon's deep, cold, and murky waters. They have already marked on parts of the two-captain siphon during their previous expedition, but they have had difficulty discovering it entirely. There are sections that have remained a mystery, but now their secrets are about to be unveiled. He tied a few bait trap bottles to the rope so as not to lose them. On their way back, they didn't notice it, but the camera had captured it. A small, completely transparent animal was lurking in the water. Then another animal showed up, but that also went unnoticed. What is this? These animals are blind due to the absence of light. Fortunately, the team managed to capture an exceptionally unique animal in the trap. They also encountered another highly distinct-looking animal purely by chance. The footage you're seeing has never been captured before.
There it is. There is the fish.
Wow.
Let's not lose it.
What is this?
Look at this right away.
If these animals are unique to this cave and have never been seen before, these findings will be added to the library of human knowledge. A big step for mankind. We have them on video. Most of these creatures are transparent as they evolved in darkness. But the other creature they pulled from the trap is not new. It was identified in 2013 and only lives in Kubira Cave. Its name is Humoris kubiri.
Amazing news. I'm shocked. I'm realizing we live in a beautiful world.
Depth measurements of the two captains siphon and consequently the cave have also been collected. Could this confirm Krubira as the deepest cave and lead to its inclusion in geography textbooks? Now it's time to ascend to uncover the truth about Krubira, a cave.
Oh my god.
We had already put our caving suits back on. At the time they had predicted they would arrive and patiently waited for them.
They're coming.
We're preparing to ascend, back up 700 meters in 24 hours. The ascent is the hardest part of a caving journey and where most life losses occur. This phase requires significant physical effort, sustained focus, and precise execution.
I hit my head here.
Insects started to appear.
Very near to surface.
We took our final snap break to regain energy. During an 8-day caving expedition, the relentless effort of climbing, descending, and enduring a constant 3-degree cold burns a huge amount of calories. Most of us lost about 10 kilograms during this journey. It's a big sacrifice we make in the pursuit of new discoveries. Once everyone exits the cave, Gennady Smokin, the expedition leader, will evaluate the success of the 8-day mission. He has an important announcement to share with the world. The daylight, the breeze, the fresh air, the rain and the scent of plants restore my sense of humanity.
Finally, I see the day.
I feel a deep and profound sense of gratitude for being alive. Now we are about to discover the most important and significant aspect of this documentary. Can we officially confirm that Krubira is now the deepest cave in the world?
We deliberately didn't publish the death data of Krubira Cave until this interview. This is a very important moment. We wanted the collaborative work we've done with you to culminate in a clear declaration that Krubira Cave is, as of today, the deepest cave in the world. The computer calculated the margin of error for us, which was around 0.1%. Today we can confidently state that with our methodology, the depth of Krubira Cave is 2,224 meters, including the siphon and the upper entrance, which is 3 meters higher than the Arabica Massif. This means the margin of error is approximately 10 meters. This year we also collected samples of crustaceans and sent them for analysis.
You also discovered some creatures during the exploration. Could you share more information about them?
Have you completed their taxonomic classification, or is the research still ongoing?
We discovered some truly fascinating findings this time. What is really important is that these data we have collected are absolutely unique. This is because almost no one has ever worked at such great depths. However, their exact species identification is not yet determined.
You might remember that at the end of one of our previous videos, I asked for your support for the Krubira project. Thanks to your donations, the exploration of Krubira Cave became possible, allowing us to film these discoveries and share them with the world. More than 188 people took part in the making of this project. Unlike other so-called documentaries on the internet, which often explain already known facts, we documented something entirely new. This project stands as a true documentary in every sense. In the future, we are planning to visit Tristan da Cunha, the most remote settlement in the world. To get there, we will travel 7 days on a cargo ship from South Africa, spend 2 weeks on the island and return back in 7 days. The nearest settlement there is St. Helena, which is approximately 2,430 kilometers to the north. But everything related to this project is costly. Only your spruce port could make this rare documentary come to life. I also want to thank NVIDIA for supporting us in creating these animations and maps of the Krubira Cave. With the power of GeForce RTX GPUs, we were able to efficiently handle over 30 hours of raw footage with unmatched efficiency and share this Krubira documentary with you. AI-powered video editing with NVIDIA's GPUs saves us a lot of time on big projects like this by handling repetitive and time-consuming tasks for us as a production team using Blender for 3D modeling and Adobe Premiere. For video editing, RTX GPUs speed up tasks like denoising renders and make 3D rendering smooth. Meanwhile, the ray tracing course delivered photorealistic lighting and shadows, bringing 3D scenes to life. On the video editing side, RTX GPUs helped us enhance audio clarity with AI-driven noise reduction, achieve precise color matching for a consistent look, and significantly cut rendering. GeForce RTX interviews speed up over 100 of the world's top creative applications, including Adobe Creative Cloud, Blender, Autodesk, Maya, Unity, Unreal Engine, and OBS, empowering creators to move from concept to completion faster than ever. Thanks to NVIDIA for supporting this documentary. Thanks to you for supporting the channel. Boohee Chenet was here.